Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, or whenever you're watching this live. My name is Sudha, and I help entrepreneurs use technology effectively so that they can achieve time, financial, and personal freedom. So let's get on to the episode straight away because this is going to be full-fledged information of how to prepare your website for this is part one for your voice search. About 50% of the searches on Google is going to be voice search. Just imagine how many of us buy Google Home or Google Mini or see Alexa Echo, Alexa Home, or some kind of smart speaker for our loved ones or friends for their birthdays and anniversaries, if I could get my words out, anniversaries, or for other reasons. The evolution of smart speakers have risen. At the same time, people searching for information over the voice has risen along with it as well. The artificial intelligence have helped massively in this sector, and also Siri was the first, or it started kickstarted the normal person or basic day-to-day life. We use search or Siri a lot. It does give funny answers for certain questions. I agree. So it has become a fun norm and all of that. So in this episode, we are going to see how you can, as a business owner, leverage this voice search for your business. As I said, 50% of searches on Google is our voice searches. Okay. If that is the case, how can you help these voice assistants like Google Home or Google Assistant, Siri, or Microsoft Cortana, or Alexa, all of these voice bots, to pick up what you have on your website? Most of the business websites are informational websites. Whether you agree or not, e-commerce websites are transactional. That is different, and I'll look at that differently, which which you can prepare for that as well. So most of this episode and the next episode is going to be about how can your business website, the informational website, can be modified in such a way that these voice assistants pick those data up and display. For that, yes, you need to be ranking in first four or in the first page of Google. So this is one of the things. And the second statistics which I would like to share before I go into the detail is 20% of that 50% of the voice searches are for local information. Where can I find the local restaurant, florists, or how can I get there? And all of that are local searches. And I did a local SEO episode for another summit. I've got it on my YouTube. If you want that information, I'll share that information for you as well. So what is that you need to do? Today we are going to see 8 points or 8 changes which you can make today on your website, irrespective whether you're going to um, come up in the first page or not, because this is the basic foundations. And then there is a bonus step as well, which is not much, because mobile first, we've been thinking about mobile first for last 3-4 years, or maybe more. 3-4 years has become quite a lot. So mobile first moved into voice first. Okay, so mobile first is about making your mobile responsive so that all your images, website responsive for mobiles so that all your images or text or videos pop up a lot quicker if someone is looking at on their mobile phones. So, what do I mean by voice first or voice ready, whichever way you want to call that, is your mobile responsive website should be even more faster to have these to come up in these searches. Okay, so that is more of how can an assistant pick up the information which you've got on your website and present it to another person. So it has to be concise, it has to be to the point, it has to answer a question. Most of our website, including me, I'm not exception. When we created content, I'm not very good. I'm not English. My mother tongue is not English. I've I've been living in UK, so it's become predominant way of my communication. Irrespective, I don't have my website content in such a way that it is responding. Every paragraph is responding to certain question or it answers certain problem. It doesn't have to be all. One question per page is enough as well. So what do you need mobile first is means your paragraph should be only 40 words, 40 to 45 words per paragraph. So that is one of the readability. It's not for voice words, it's for the readability element of it. So that is first thing. And the second is you have to go beyond voice, like go beyond mobile first and go voice first. That's first one. The second one is create frequently asked question or page or a section. Again, this is we all are asked certain questions repeatedly. Are you answering that question in your website? That is what it's all about. So your subtitle should have a question which they might ask, and the answer or the solution you provide about your product or services should be the answer, and it leads to another link which could be your product or service. Am I making sense? So create that element in your content. Yes, you've got to. I'm not going to give you the easiest route. It is not. If you've got very good structured content, then it is easier for people to read and stay longer as well. What is the third element? The third element is use schema markup or structured data markup. So data, what goes and comes out, right? So if you've got your structured succinct data, then it is easier for voice assistants to pick it up and read it out for the users when they search for that term. Okay, so use this is a plugin which you can use and structure some of your data. Schema and structured data for WP. I am not familiar with other platforms. I am more familiar with WP or WordPress. So this is a plugin which you can install today to get some of your data worked out as well. The next one is again plugin. Uh, this is about featured snippets. This is what I meant by frequently asked question. Frequently asked question is a featured snippet. So when a paragraph is answering certain question, it is called featured snippet. Okay, what is a conversational AI? Could be, which I do, a lot could be one of the featured snippet for me. If it ranks in first four links at the moment, that's what is coming up, first four links or 4 5 ranking, then my data of what conversational AI would be displayed by voice assistants. And it's got other technical domain authority and backlinks, and all of that are involved in ranking your site. Apart from that, having your on page SEO done right will give you more advantage, because not many do that. So this is the advantage. Just pick it up and go. So that is the fourth one. Have a featured snippet. Again, install that all-in-one schema plugin. And the fifth one is conversational AI. I talked about it. This is about the conversation. It should be as if someone is asking you the question. If you go to a party, you ask, okay, what do you do? What does it mean? So it has to have a conversation. So someone asking a question and you providing the answer, right? So it has to be of a conversational style. It doesn't have to be a dialogue oriented. There is a difference between dialogue oriented and conversational style. So it has to be conversational style, and it should not at the same time go to a level where it has got a slang in it, because these voice assistants are AI powered, artificial intelligence powered. So it is learning as well. So if you've got a slang or the colloquialism, if I could get the words out, that would be great. So colloquial words in those in your content, then it is harder to reach the public out with. Yeah, I understand local SEO and all of that. Most of the local searches could be from a person who may not know the local area. Yeah, most of the searches. Do you agree or not? Let me know. So that makes it a lot more easier for you to have semi-formal language without slangs and colloquialism. Then you can create your content more user friendly, or voice assistance friendly, I should say, because you've got two people to satisfy. One is the search engine, the king, Google, and Bing and Yelp. I'll talk about these things, where these voice assistants take data from in my next episode. So it has to have those details from. So that is your fifth one. The sixth point I would like to make, or sixth change which you can make on your website, is your user intentions. Why are they coming? There are four types of user intention. I always forget. The first one is informational. They just want to know. That usually starts with what, how, why, where, and those type of informational type of questions. Not all of them, but most of them, 99% of them, are informational user intent. The second one is specific. They know what they want, and they want to find out what that is. And I don't mean by florist or this. They know specifically what brand they want. It could be JK Florists in Edinburgh on High Street. So they know pretty much where that place is. Someone and ask them for the details. So they're searching for it and they're giving it. And the third one is navigational. It's not only the directions, it is more of going from should I go, or should I do this, or should, those type of informational navigational type of question. And the fourth one of the user intent could be transactional. I want to buy cheap shoes, Adidas shoes, or second-hand shops, or it is more specific. This is where the e-commerce sites could do their user intents based on these factors, which is the fourth one, transactional user intent. So these are the four user intents when they do searches, and it could be for other aspects as well. But when they do for these searches, we talk about in SEO world that these are the four intents which you can use repeatedly. And then what is the seventh one is, this is more technical, okay? This is about the load speed of your page. Page loading speed is the key. I told you about that, right? Mobile first has got a page loading speed of quite high, where you need to optimize all your images, you need to optimize all your videos, you need to optimize the text, you need to have the right fonts. When you're using some of the Google Analytics or pixel links and all of that, you've got to think about it quite carefully. And if you're using different fonts, you've got to think about that as well. So you have to think quite a lot when it comes to mobile first website for the speed. When it comes to voice first, you have to further think about featured snippets, schema being right, your map is right for these voice bots to crawl and give the answers quite quickly. I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, please, if you've got any questions whatsoever, please put it in the comment and I'll answer back. Put up with me on that one. And I cannot see most of the comments while I'm doing the live. So this is the eighth. This is more important rather, because voice search is evolving. It is changing the way it evolves as well, as with everything, right? You cannot set it up. Sometimes they want certain things and they set it up in such a way that this is how it is going to work, and they might change it at the later date. So be in touch with some kind of SEO expert. They keep them on retainer. Um, Go to them and ask even 1 hour if there is any Google changes, or let them know that they can send you message of, oh, I would like to know whenever the algorithms changes, because algorithm do change a lot, and we get to know, sometimes we get to know later as well. Someone would have spoken about it and they're like, oh my God, that's what's happened. So keep on top of it and have some kind of trigger point where you can get these trends sorted, and keep on top of it. Technology changes a lot. That's why technology is really hard for many people to grasp it, because what they thought is right a couple of days ago is wrong today. That's not because what they did is wrong. It's because some of the algorithms have changed. Technology is interdependent, so it is more contextual, right? So keep an expert on a retainer so that you get those informations, because search engine do change a lot. I mean, change is the only constant, isn't it? So keep that in mind. So the last one, which I would say is a bonus step, is the security. Security is the most important thing. Voice search is new. Conversational or artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of this is new. So if your security, website security is not good and someone has hacked your site, not that they're not that they are going to get all the personal details, or they can change some of the text, and all of that can happen. Okay, when that happens, when voice assistants picking up and giving the wrong information to the wrong people, it doesn't happen that much nowadays, but it does happen as well. The cybersecurity has become a problem, big issue. So keep that in mind, that your security is most important when it comes to ranking, and when it comes to your reputation, business reputation as well. I don't have to go through that. I'm not a preacher. Hope I'm not preaching. I'm giving the information. If I am sounding like a preacher, please forgive me. That's not my intention either. So it is more important to have, as they say, common sense is not a common practice. I'm not saying the people walking around without any common sense. That's not my point. My point is this is just a phrase which where common sense is not a common practice. I've heard about it. I've pinched it for someone as well. So it's quite intriguing to see even the experts doing missing an important point, not intentionally most of the time, and it does happen. It does happen. Sometimes we just lose. We are only human, right? So these are the 9 points which you can keep in mind when you're preparing your website for voice search. Next week or in the next episode, I will talk about how can you prepare, you've prepared the website, how can you base your, what are the local SEO things which you can do, or what are the things which you've got to keep in mind, where should you be there to, for these search engines to pick your data, or voice assistants to pick your data. So that is more important. Being at the right place at the right time at the right with the right people makes you a star, right? um, that is exactly the point of the next episode is going to be. Hopefully I've given you the information. I may have given more information. I've got a tendency to just dump it on someone because I've got so much of it in my head. It doesn't go either even when I dump it. It just fills it up with more information. So I may have dumped too much of information. If you think it's overwhelming, please do come back to me. Just don't ignore, oh, I don't understand this, and don't let it go to a state where, oh, that's not my point here. When it is new or when it is hot, the iron, or I don't know what you call the ironsmith, when the rod is hot, it is easier to shape it rather than leaving it to an extent where, oh, that's not my concentration now, I need to sort this out later. Start small steps. Start with small steps and then go beyond, because lately I've been speaking to a few people, and I'm using YouTube, right? If you can't find this, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is being broadcasted there as well. So what I would say all the time is, I did that up until last year, December. My YouTube is been sitting there and I was not doing. I was helping other people to do video marketing SEO, video SEO. I was helping other people to do SEO on their website. But it is my own YouTube. I just paid no attention whatsoever. And then I realized last year, when I was speaking to a friend of mine, and she was asking me, have you monetized? And I said, no, no, I don't even have subscribers to monetize. So it made it so difficult for me uh, to uh, to say certain thing when you're an expert, or like when you're a teacher, when your kids are not performing well. At least I don't know about others in India. They say um, teachers children or stupid or something. I'm just going by the words, right? This is one of the sayings which is predominant, and farmers kids family go hungry, and tailor, or this person who dressmakers family, go without dress. So it's like we don't pay much of attention to our own things. So that is the point. Take the step. I'm not going to rattle around anymore than I have to. So take the step today, even the small step, even if that is not in your goal. You never know. You never know. This might be your cash cow. You never know. When not many people are not using it, you use it, that means you've got an upper hand in getting the search, or getting in the first page of Google, or getting on the first four. You're building the authority. So that's all I've got to share with you today. And thank you very much for if you've joined me. And I will answer all the comments. Please do comment and share if you think, and come back for the next episode for the local searches. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now, and have a nice rest of the week. Bye.